Live once again on the Scotch and Songs podcast. Um, do a little bit of housekeeping while we wait for Cole. Um, Originally, we had planned on doing Danny Elfman this week. However, there's been a rather unfortunate death in the family. Hey, about
Hey,
just talking about you. Um,
yeah, I had that feeling.
yeah, were your ears ringing?
Yep.
Um,
I guess you probably fixed my camera, huh?
yeah. As I was saying, though, unfortunately, there was a death in the family. Two, actually. However, we're going to focus on Mr. Ace Frehley now, and we'll do Sam River of Limp Bizkit in a couple weeks. And my thought process behind that is why do him the disservice of lumping him in with somebody else?
That's that's a fair assessment.
It is week 3 of Sober October. However, because we're doing a memorial episode, gonna break that rule. And at the end, we'll do as we usually do for these, and have a drink for him. It'll be a drink, so you won't see me sipping Tullamore Dew over here, because that's what I've got sitting on the desk right now for that. Um, so Cole, you'll notice that I've got the playlist already set up.
I would if I could see it.
You can't?
We'll get there. Um, we'll get there. I
Okay.
just tried to restart it, but um, yeah, we'll see what happens.
What's
Hang
it
on.
saying? Yeah, his computer issues are not on my end; they're on his. Um, hey, I'm not the one with technical issues this time. Oh yeah, he's having real technical issues. Um, while we wait for him to fix that, Paul Daniel Ace Frehley, born 1951 in New York City. He passed 4 days ago, October 16th of 2025, at the age of 74. He was in Morristown, New Jersey.
Did it work this time? All right. I think I've got everything here.
Okay. Um, he was a founding member of Kiss, which I've got a couple of Kiss songs on the list. Um, Left Kiss in '82, formed his own band, Frehley's Comet, released 2 albums, then went on solo career, rejoined Kiss in '96, left again in 2002. Inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2014. He actually released an album, and I have one of the songs off that um, a year ago. Unfortunately, passed due to brain bleeding caused by a fall about a month ago.
Oh, damn.
He basically spent quite a while on life support, so he was not doing so well.
Yeah, I was unaware of that. Ooh, wow.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Um, Kiss being one of the biggest bands in the world, I more likely don't have to say that he was their lead guitarist. He was the original lead guitarist for Kiss. Um, and because of the
Hugely
fact,
influential.
yes, because of the fact that there are Kiss songs playing tonight, there's a good chance we will get hit with copyright. Um, did can you think of whether or not Gene Simmons is known to be litigious?
Uh, I am uncertain of this. Uh, Either way, I think it goes without saying that we have no claim at all to any of these things. This is absolutely 100% Kiss or Ace Frehley. These are all. It's basically showcasing his work.
Yes. And I mean, it's all AI that does the copyright thing anyway. But if this does get copyright hit, we are streaming on Twitch as well. It will be up on Twitch, even if YouTube decides to shut it down. I am hoping that does not happen. And if it does, I'll make a comment. Really? Really, Gene? You're going to shut us down when we're trying to do a memorial for your lead guitarist? Um, Anything else you can think of?
No, no. I think
So,
you've probably got it covered there.
we'll go ahead and play the first song. There are 13 songs on the list tonight. There's a few iconic Kiss songs that you can't not play.
Right.
The first one being one of them, and this will be the only Kiss song that we play for a little bit. I've got the majority of them down the list, so hopefully we get a little while before YouTube hits us with that copyright.
Well,
And since we're going to tempt fate, we're going to start with Strutter.
Need more of that solo.
Yes. Mom says we had Mojave stew.
It's
Oh,
too.
that's not even fair. That is cruel. Mojave stew was one of those things that my father used to put together, and it's really just whatever happened to be in the cabinet. But it was one of my favorite things growing up. So she's teasing me with that. That's just not even fair. Speaking of not fair, what you drinking over there, big brother?
The busker.
Hmm. I thought we were gonna do a drink at the end. It's sober October.
Oh, you're right. I did sort of mess that up.
Well, you know what?
Right, my fault.
If he jumped off a bridge, I probably would too, because I got to be like my big brother. So I'm gonna pour myself a drink.
Honestly, I misread a cue. I thought you already had.
Nope. Tillamore do. Empty glass.
Ah, well. Uh, I did get a nearly perfect ice cube in here too.
I noticed that. If I
Oh,
wanted to
it
drink,
was pretty.
if I wanted to drink water, I would just get it out of the tap. That's why my glass is empty.
Uh, Listen, it was pretty when I pulled it out of the mold. Other than being split down the middle, it was almost perfect.
I've actually been considering getting a. Yes, mom. I remember. Um, I considered getting some whiskey bullets. Basically, throw them in the freezer and then drop them in your glass.
Yep.
So, I've got 3 cover songs here. Because that's. At this point, I'm looking for them. 3 really good cover songs, actually. I like the
Okay.
originals of these. So, the first one, Good Times, Bad Times. Who's the original artist?
Um, I actually don't know. I don't know the original on any of these. The last one I should. Like I'm actually kicking myself a little bit on that one, but I'm nope.
You should know the first one, too. Um,
Yeah,
the,
probably.
the second one being 30 Days in the Hole, that would be Humble Pie.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
that was
I'm
like their one
going.
song. Good Times, Bad Times actually has a song that you cannot play in Guitar Center.
Okay.
That'd be Led Zeppelin.
Oh, yeah, I should have known that one. I just it nope. Listen, I've been foggy lately. I like things just haven't clicked. I got asked a real simple question in Spanish the other day, and like I knew every word of the question, and it just didn't work. And somebody had to translate for me, and I was like, "Yeah, nope, that's. I'm sorry." And then I answered the question accurately, and later with the same person had the thing happen in reverse. I was like, "Oh, well, see." but but yeah, no, I have known that.
The last one would be the Rolling Stones.
Yeah, that feels right.
Also, a very influential band that we will at some point cover.
Uh, and I hope it's not for a while still.
Um, well, we can cover them for good reasons as well.
Right, but I mean, it's the
Hopefully we don't.
Stones. There's
Hopefully we don't have to do an emergency memorial episode. Yes. That being said, I'm not really worried about Keith Richards. He was here
oh
when the
yeah.
Earth was created. He'll be here long after it's gone. So, I actually have not heard Ace Frehley do any of these three songs.
All right, well, let's get into it then. Uh, did you want to be toast to Mr. Freeman?
How is it their lead guitarist was a better vocalist than their vocalist?
You know, that happens sometimes. That happens probably more often than you think.
That
Look at the
that that
Chili Pepper.
was uh, Anthony Kiedis is actually a good vocalist, though.
Yeah, which means Frashani is friggin' fantastic.
He really is. Um, When I first put this together, the version of Strutter that was on this playlist was a live version. I do not mean to be throwing shade. However, Gene Simmons is not a good vocalist.
Listen, sometimes being the front man of the band is less about being a good vocalist and more about being a good stage presence.
And Kiss always had that, even when they took off the makeup. But that was Ace Frehley singing and playing guitar.
Yeah.
I had to take the live versions of songs off because I did not want to. Anyway, here's 30 Days in the Hole.
Hopefully not foreshadowing.
No, that was good. So
Oh no, what I meant by 30 Days in the Hole was a streaming band.
Yeah. Um, has not happened yet. Um, so he actually released 2 albums that were all cover songs. These 3 are off of Volume 2. So this would be off the second album. And I'm going to have to go back at some point and see
Look
what
up Volume
else.
1.
Look up Volume 1 and see what else he's covered. Because, no, these are actually really well done. So last cover on here, it's actually becoming kind of a thing. I've been wanting to look for the covers, especially after Rob Zombie last week, because American Band was a really well done cover. So our last cover is Jumpin' Jack Flash. It's the Stones. It seems like every band that's come after the Stones has covered the Stones.
I mean, at this point, it's hard not to.
That's no, that's fair. Stones have been around for a long time. And very influential musicians. This is not one of their more well-known songs, though.
Right, well, that's a fair assessment, but when you put out 27 studio albums, you're bound to have a couple like that.
No, fair. Most of the time you say Rolling Stones, people think Paint It Black. That they don't necessarily think Jumpin' Jack Flash. The Stones have a lot of really good music.
Yeah.
Also, something I learned, Keith Richards plays pretty much exclusively in open G.
Yes, I think I was aware of that.
For those that don't know, open G is more of a blues tuning than anything else at this point. But
it's not a real common one.
Not very common. Having said that, a lot of old Robert Johnson tunes were in open G. Actually, a lot of the old school blues cats played in open G. And if you ever get the opportunity, if you're a guitarist and you get the opportunity, tune to open G and get yourself a slide, because that is some of the most fun you will ever have playing guitar. Solos can be a little tricky, but you gotta slide. Ready? Are you ready to hear some open G?
Yeah, let's go for it.
106. It's just special attack. Wow. Like,
Okay.
well, it's out. He's 108.
Good night.
Good night.
Sleep well.
I thought so. The vocalist on that was obviously
Lita
not.
Ford.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was Lita Ford.
I had to look it up too. By the way, Ace plays Ace on that one as well.
Huh.
Also, some of the other guest appearances on Origins Volume 2,
Yeah, I'm
John
looking at it
5.
now. John 5. Um, he's actually on a couple of them.
Yep. Obviously, Lita Ford here. Robin Zander was on.
30 Days in a Hole. Yeah.
Right. Xander of Cheap Trick.
Gene Simmons is on one of them. Hopefully, he's just playing bass.
No,
Wait,
he's credited
oh,
as
he's
writer,
credited as the
but he's
writer.
not
Yeah.
playing it because it's a Kiss cover.
Yeah. All right. Looking at volume 1.
But yeah, interesting guest
Oh.
list.
The first song off volume 1, White Room.
Yeah, you might have chosen the wrong album.
No. Wild Thing, also with Lita Ford.
Magic Carpet Ride.
Magic Carpet Ride.
Uh, hang on. You can't cover your own song, man.
He did it twice. Up Emerald featuring Slash.
Oh shit, I missed that.
All right. So, we're going to do a little story time while I look something up real quick.
You can't cover your own song.
So, in related to Jumpin' Jack Flash, when we moved from Tennessee to Arizona, we're clearing out the attic and everything, and we found a box of old cassette tapes. One of those cassette tapes, Dad had actually made. I listened to that thing almost constantly because there were great songs on there. I mean, Stones, Bob Marley, among other things that I can't quite remember. But Jumpin' Jack Flash was on that cassette. And I'm hoping that Mom's still watching and she can tell me if she knows what happened to it. What else was in that box? Cinderella was in that box. Long
The
Cold
whole
Winter.
band?
No, the cassette. We might not actually make it to actually playing Kiss.
Uh, okay, so there's at least one that I would choose to play.
Which one?
Um, Probably those two that we should play, and I think it's the top two on the list.
Hard Luck Woman,
No.
Detroit Rock City.
No, I was looking at that too. I missed Hard Luck Over. Detroit Rock City. Wait, they're not from Detroit.
No, they're from New York.
Ace grew up in the Bronx.
Yeah, they're from New York. They're so from New York. Gene Simmons famously did not have a driver's license until like 10 years ago.
Yeah. Speaking of Gene Simmons and his driver's license, he a couple of days before Ace passed, Gene was in the news for passing out behind the wheel.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah, he was dehydrated and recently changed medications, and so like it was could have been a much worse experience.
Yeah.
But it, is a bit of a warning to, anybody who's changing medications and largely, I would say people in his age bracket that like be careful, be aware of what's going on.
And drink water.
Drink water. Drink, yeah. Hydrate. In fact, his wife was quick to publicly chastise him about that. Gene doesn't drink enough water. Well, yeah, that's probably true.
So, Mom said, I don't remember. The Cinderella tape got played until it could no longer be played. Yeah, that sounds about right. We listened to that one pretty much on repeat the entire way from Dover to Tucson. That was... We discovered the cassette player in the Suburban wasn't right, so it actually sped up the songs. That wasn't the tape. That was the cassette player. Because I eventually had one in my room, so I'd play the cassettes on there.
So, wait a minute. Why is it a lower pitch?
Yes, basically.
A443 versus A432.
Wait. If I'm not mistaken, the cassette player in the Suburban actually ate the Cinderella tape.
I think I recall you having talked about that before.
I think that's what happened to the Cinderella tape. Anyway, I had to go find a couple of songs. We're going to listen to some Cream. White Room is a great song.
Yeah, it is.
In a white room with
No, that was good. I still say Clapton did it better, but that was good.
It's very different from the Cream version.
Yes.
This is definitely Ace Frehley play.
Yes. So, our next one is Thin Lizzy.
But with a surprise guitarist.
Wunterslash. Yes. That's a joke not everyone's going to get.
Down from the glen came the marching men with their shields and their swords to fight the fight they believed to be right and overthrow the overlords. To the town where there was plenty, they brought plunder, swords, and flames.
Was it just me, or did Slash seem a little restrained in that?
I would agree.
It was actually kind of. I'm not entirely sure which part he was actually playing.
I do like that double lead though.
That
was nice.
was pretty good. Yeah. The splop back and forth, it was very well done, and to be completely honest, I'm not entirely sure which one was Slash.
Yeah, they were pretty tight.
We've discussed it before. Slash tends to have a very particular style. You can pick Slash's playing out very easily. Except in that case, apparently.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could say the same for Frehley.
That's fair too. Although, once we actually get into playing Kiss, it's a little bit more difficult to tell.
Okay.
On a lot of the songs, it is. Because he's not doing real flashy solos like that, usually.
Usually.
So, 10,000 volts.
But, you know.
I mean, when you've got a personality like Gene Simmons driving the bus, yeah. Which that's really most of what Gene Simmons is just personality.
Sometimes it's what you need.
Yeah. Or, I mean, you could be Bob Dylan and just be an amazing songwriter.
There's also that.
So.
Or you could be Spinal Tap and turn it up to 11.
Fair. So, I mentioned Bob Dylan, and I don't think I've asked you this question before. But it's a question I like to ask musicians. What is your honest opinion of Bob Dylan?
See, the question you should ask is what's your favorite Bob Dylan song and why? And then make people fumble over trying to find a Bob Dylan song that they can defend about why that particular song is why they chose, right? Because, like the Stones, there's a lot of Dylan stuff out there.
There's a lot of Dylan stuff that people don't realize is actually a Bob Dylan song.
It's Dylan, yeah.
Wagon Wheel being one of them.
I think if we actually listed off Bob Dylan songs that other people made more famous, we would be shocked.
Oh, I wouldn't be. I've already done it.
I mean, some of them, like Watchtower, okay, fine, right? But there's a lot of people who wouldn't realize that Wagon Wheel is actually Bob Dylan.
People are usually very surprised when I tell them that. Granted, there's a lot of kids that say, "Oh, the Darius Rucker song." No. You got to go further back. I mean, Old Crow's the one that made it famous.
Yep.
But no, Dylan wrote it. But back to the original question. What is your opinion of Bob Dylan?
Probably real similar to yours. He's an amazing songwriter. You know, I've clearly he went further with playing guitar and singing than I have, right? I might prefer other people's versions of his songs. But I cannot discredit him any for being an amazing songwriter. hugely influential performer. You know, if it weren't for Bob Dylan, we wouldn't have the Wallflowers.
That is very true. And I'm actually, I really do like the Wallflowers. So, you want to hear what pretty much every musician I have asked has said to that question?
Oh,
He is an amazing songwriter. Just keep him off the microphone. Let him write songs for other people.
and you know what Bob Dylan has to say about that?
He made millions performing. Yeah. He made millions performing. So, what the fuck do we know?
Yeah. What do we know? Not the right people, that's for sure.
Clearly. When it comes to Watchtower, let's be honest. Pretty much anything Jimi Hendrix touched turned to gold. Or platinum. Because Hendrix was an amazing, like, beyond anything capable guitarist.
Yeah. Yeah, if I'm making the list of who I think the best guitarists, you know, that I know of are, I don't even put Hendrix on the list anymore. Like, you know, it's a given. He's obvious.
It's foregone.
It's like,
I mean,
if people want to put this on the list, I will rate a 0 and put Hendrix at the top of the list, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you're doing the stupid YouTube tier list, Hendrix wouldn't be S tier. No.
SS.
You can't do that one. You got to skip that one. Just go straight to triple and skip the double S. But no, Hendrix was just off the charts. Any numbered list that doesn't have him at 1 isn't credible. And being a big Guns N' Roses fan and being a big fan of Slash, he, in all honesty, probably wouldn't even hit the top 10. Because, as we've said before, he's not really the most technical guitarist.
He does one thing real well.
Yes. You know who more than likely would be on that top 10?
Right. I mean, you're asking me about who I think you would have on that top 10 list. I'm going to have a very different list.
Well, you know who should be on that list? On both of our versions of that list? Ace Frehley.
That's what I was expecting.
Yeah. Only had to lead you by the fucking nose. I said I added one from his most recent release, which is like a year ago. This would be that one. 10,000 Volts, which is also the name of the album. You see how I did that? I circled it back around. It's called a segue.
Yeah. 10 minutes ago, I had a great segue set up, but you talked over me.
There are 2 things I am known to do. Sneak up on people without trying, and
Same.
talk over people. Anyway, here's some music.
Hey.
Certainly a lot heavier than Kiss.
Well, not being tied to 3 or 4 others' musical influences means that you can do basically whatever you want with the music that you yourself are making.
Yes.
So,
So next two are also Ace Frehley solo. This one at least says New York, which is where they're from, not Detroit Rock City. This would be
It's like
New
a-
York.
it's like if I were to write a song called like Omaha.
Been through that. There's not a whole lot in Omaha.
Is it somewhere in Middle America?
Yeah, just fly over.
Anyway, Counting Crows is totally different.
Yeah. So this would be New
Anyway.
York Groove. Speaking of Counting Crows, they did a excellent cover of a Grateful Dead song. It's been on my walking to work playlist. Friend of the Devil.
Oh,
It's pretty good. I may or may not have the chords for that song, and I've been working on it. Anyway, here's New York Groove.
New York City includes over 30 islands.
Yes.
Many years since I was here. On the street, I was passing my time away. To the left and to the right, buildings
Surprise, that one was also a cover.
I also like how you went from that was a whole lot heavier than Kiss to a whole lot lighter than Kiss.
Yes. Yes.
So,
That was written by Russ Ballard. Originally recorded by glam rock band Hello in 1975. Ace Frehley covered it in 1978.
okay.
It more than likely sounded familiar because I've probably heard Ace Frehley's version of that before.
Also, it's wild to hear about a member of Kiss covering a glam rock band. It really feels like it should be the other way around. Like, just in my mind, like,
Well, do you remember Hello?
no.
You know who you do remember that could be considered a glam rock band?
Kiss.
Kiss.
Yeah.
Well,
Like, in my memory, they started it.
yes. Well, you could say the same thing about Cobain and Nirvana starting grunge. But there were others before them. They were just the first ones that really hit it big.
Well, and coming up around the same time, same genre, same place, both Soundgarden and Pearl Jam,
Yeah. And
right?
Alice in Chains wasn't necessarily grunge, but aren't they also from the Seattle area?
Quite possibly.
If I'm not mistaken, they are. While he looks that up, we're going to play another Ace Frehley song. I'm pretty sure this one is not a cover, but I could be wrong.
It was back in the summer of '83. There's a reason I remember it well. I was slipping and sliding, drinking and driving, and bringing me closer to hell. And the devil sat in the passenger side of DeLorean's automobile. He said, "Hey, Frehley, let's not be silly. There's a life out there to steal. Rock soldiers come, rock soldiers go. And some hear the drum, and some never know. Hey, rock soldiers, how do we know? Ace is back and he told you so." gonna play without an ace in his deck. Rock soldiers come. Rock soldiers go. Some hear the drum. Some never know. Hey, rock soldiers. How we know. Rock soldiers come. Rock soldiers go. Some hear the drum. Some never know. Rock soldiers.
So, Alice in Chains is from the Seattle area.
They are.
So, I was over
And-
here doing research as well, and glam rock actually started in the UK.
Okay, well, not surprised.
No. A lot of things ended up starting in the UK and then coming over here. For instance,
Here.
for instance, we mentioned him earlier, but there was a particular guitarist who got out of the 101st Airborne, decided he was going to be a musician, and just could not get a foothold here in the States. So he went over to the UK, got a foothold, came back, and at that point ended up being one of, if not the most influential guitarists ever.
Yep.
That'd be Hendrix for those
You
who
know-
didn't get the.
I used to buy my strings from the same place that sold Hendrix a guitar while he was stationed at Camp Campbell.
Yeah, well, back then it was Camp Campbell. That's Fort Campbell now, and we'll at least I'll argue it until the day I die. Fort Campbell is in Tennessee, not
In Tennessee.
Kentucky. If I'm not mistaken, we already did that one once.
Yeah. Yeah, we have.
Well, Cole, you ready to get hit with copyright?
Yeah, it's inevitable. It's, you know,
So we're getting into the Kiss section of the night. We're gonna start out with Hard Luck Woman. We'll do Detroit Rock City. We'll go as far down the list as we can before we start hitting our time.
go. Speaking of Detroit Rock City, Detroit just rocked Tampa.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the NFL.com to officially update. What I'm looking at right now is, oh wait, I think it just did. Damn, now I gotta go find it again.
He
What do we
cares
have?
so-
There we go.
he cares
Tampa
so
Bay
much
9,
about
Detroit 24.
he cares so much about our podcast. He's looking up football scores while we're doing it. That's fun.
Yeah, no. It was specifically because Detroit got mentioned, right?
Okay.
And I was gonna go look up Detroit's record and realized, oh wait, they're playing tonight, and it just happened to be the very end of the game, right? So, I mean, I'm a Green Bay fan, so I kind of have to care about Detroit a little bit.
I'm a Titans
but I
fan.
think
I probably should, but I don't. We're not gonna win.
we're NFC North is like the strongest division right now.
If I'm not mistaken, the score on the Titans game was 31-13. I think we were going up against the Patriots and got just absolutely demolished.
Yeah, it was not great for you guys.
No. But at least my home team's consistent. I know what to expect.
Fair. It is week 7 and every team in the NFC North has a technically winning record. I mean Vikings are 3-3, right? But I don't think anybody else can say that. Nobody else can say that. Like NFC North is the strongest division in football right now. And the Packers at 4-1-1 are just slightly ahead of both of the Bears and the Lions. Right? Detroit is actually good. So, Detroit Rock City.
As I was saying, we're gonna try and get as far down the list as we can. Got about half an hour.
If we only make it to the third one on that list, I think that third one's perfectly fine to wrap up on.
Hopefully we can hit either 12 or 13. I mean, 13's kind of that's one of their bigger songs.
Yeah, that's true. So maybe we should work that one in.
We should. But we're going to start with Hard Luck Woman.
Yeah.
I like this one.
It's a good one.
If never I met you, I'd never have seen you cry. If not for a first hello, we never have to say goodbye. If never I held you, my feelings would never show. It's time I start walking, but there's so much you'll never know. Telling you, hard luck woman, you ain't a hard luck woman. Red, Sally's only daughter, a child of the water, too proud to be a queen. Red, I really love you, I can't forget about you. You'll be a hard luck woman, baby, till you find your man. Before I go, let me kiss you and wipe the tears from your eyes. I don't wanna hurt you, girl. You know I could never lie. I keep telling you, hard luck woman, you ain't a hard luck woman. You'll be a hard luck woman, baby, till you find your man. Red, Sally's only daughter, a child of the water, too proud to be a queen.
Yeah, I had to get the chords.
Say what you will about Gene. I'm gonna have that bass line stuck in my head now.
Um,
Thanks.
as a bassist, especially with that one, that was a great bass line. As a bassist, he's good. As a vocalist, should have let Ace step up to the microphone more.
I mean, listen, you always got to have an ace up your sleeve.
And they did. They did.
And you heard him. You heard the man himself. If the devil's going to play cards, he's going to do it without an ace in his deck.
Yeah.
So,
Actually, since we hit the Kiss portion, you said you had a way of tying it into Halloween season.
right. Well, while it's been debunked, there's always been the wide rumor about, Kiss actually standing for AIDS and Satan's service, which helped to fuel the mid 80s satanic panic, along with the popularity of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
So, uh, the timing of Ace's unfortunate passing is, coincidental, but not it fits the season.
It does. So, and we've had multiple satanic panics. Kiss being part of
Sure.
the mid 80s one. And I mean, Hard Luck Woman is actually a pretty good representation of most Kiss songs. There's not really anything satanic in them.
Not at all. It's just their looks.
It is.
But they pioneered a new look as part of their stage presence and also helped maintain some sort of anonymity. Granted, everybody knows who the members of Kiss are, right? But it set an entire new wave of presentation for performers of heavier music.
Yes. Which Gene Simmons is not a small dude. He is still a rather large individual, and they would go on stage with their makeup on, and Gene Simmons
platforms.
would be and platform shoes, and Gene Simmons is spurting fucking blood out of his mouth. And yeah, very intimidating. I can understand why people would be concerned about that.
Yeah. And then they would get out there and play Hard Luck Woman.
Yeah.
Like, can you be less intimidating after that? Like, it's
Hard Luck Woman, Rock and Roll All Night, Calling Dr. Love, I Was Made for Loving You. None of these are, I mean, Rob Zombie had, I mean, that was also pretty much intentional, a lot more satanic references than Kiss ever did.
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses.
Again.
Guns N' Roses had more satanic references than Kiss ever did.
Now, following along with the makeup, which isn't unique to Kiss, by the way. There have definitely been other performers who have used heavy makeup even before them. It's actually reminiscent of Japanese kabuki theater.
Yes.
Where the performers all have heavily painted faces to portray different characters. And realistically, that's exactly what Kiss is doing.
Yes. So we got somebody watching on Twitch apparently. We're doing good over here. Just listening to some Kiss and talking about Satanic Panic.
You know, Monday.
Yeah, that is kind of funny, actually. Yeah. So,
I mean, yeah, that's our normal Monday, but like when you phrase all of those things together.
yeah. So we're gonna move on to the next song. No, we do stream regularly. It's every Monday. We start about 7 o'clock Colorado time, 9 o'clock Eastern.
Ooh. Beat me to it. You didn't even let me have that one.
No, because I actually remember what it is now.
Wow.
Feel free to join us. We're always covering something different. And we're going to move on into the next song.
I mean, it's a good song.
It really is. And again,
It's super
that's that's another very punchy, iconic bass line.
Yeah. It just
All right, so there's at least two more that we're wanting to get to.
yes. I think you should do 13 before 12 though.
All right. So
Because
we'll
we're gonna
go.
count things like we're Xbox.
Fair. I remember when you got your Xbox. That was the same year we got a PlayStation 2. We'd go over
Right.
to we'd
Which
go over to
system is
Grandpa's
better?
house. We'd go over to Grandpa's house, play Halo, and what was the other one? Jet Set Radio on your Xbox. You come over to the house. Oh, you guys have Grand Theft Auto?
Well, yeah, that's I mean, I did not have GTA games for Xbox,
No.
you
Although
know? Just
I will say the Xbox back then did look better than the PlayStation 2 graphically.
yeah. Yo. My son had some of his friends over because I like to try to run a D&D game when we can get everybody over here,
Satanist.
right? Hasn't happened in a while. Um, speaking of D&D and Satanic Panic, right? I convinced a bunch of parents. Um, so they were over here just, hanging out, goofing around. Didn't have anything going on. I think somebody couldn't make it, right? Or we wrapped up. And I suggested the Xbox since they couldn't, you know, agree on what to do. And I was like, I've got the original Halo. And they're like, "Oh yeah," right? So I put it in, and the opening cutscene starts, and they're all like, "Yo, why has he got a polygon face? Why does he look like that?" It's like, you kids,
Wait,
this
you
this used to be the height of graphics.
you still have your original Xbox?
No. One of our cousins um tried to modify my original Xbox and gave it the red ring of death.
How do you break a brick?
And so I have an Xbox that replaced it that was supplied by his parents.
Hmm. Okay.
So that I'm actually still kind of annoyed by that.
It's not yours. Don't touch it. Certainly don't try to modify it. How do you... That console?
Especially when I expressly said, do not do that. And I come back 3 days later and it doesn't work.
Yeah, no. No, that's... Oh, I can make a guess. Anyway,
Mm,
how about some Kiss?
Yeah, that sounds like a great plan.
All right, so we're skipping 12, moving straight to 13.
Oh, no, we'll circle back.
Yeah. Speaking of punchy bass lines,
I know, right?
Tonight, I wanna give it all to you. In the darkness, there's so much I wanna do. And tonight, I wanna lay it at your feet. 'Cause girl, I was made for you. Girl, you were made for me. I was made for loving you, baby. You were made for loving me, and I can't get enough of you, baby. Can you get enough of me? Tonight, I wanna see it in your eyes. Feel the magic. There's something that drives me wild. And tonight, we're gonna make it all come true. 'Cause girl, you were made for me. And girl, I was made for you. I was made for loving you, baby. You were made for loving me. And I can't get enough of you, baby. Can you get enough of me? I was made for loving you, baby. You were made for loving me. And I can't give it all to you, baby. Can you give it all to me? I was made for loving you, baby. You were made for loving me, and I can't get enough of you, baby. Can you get enough of me? I was made. You were made. I can't get enough. No, I can't get enough. I was made for loving you, baby. You were made for loving me, and I can't get enough of you, baby. Can you get enough of me? I was made for loving you, baby. You were
yeah, I'm certainly noticing that the front man might have been the bassist.
You don't say.
A lot of these have been very punchy bass.
It's also worth noting that Gene falls into the same trap that a good deal of bassist vocalists do, and that you sing the bass line.
That's fair. Yeah.
I mean, you might do it in a different register, but you're more or less gonna wind up singing the bass line.
Yeah, you're following the bass line. Oh God. Can you imagine if Les Claypool was doing that?
Luckily, he's got some freakish ability to separate all of his component body parts to, make it possible to do all of the things he does. But, like, wow, that would be.
That they actually have a word for it. It's called scat. He'd be a jazz musician. Am I
mean,
wrong?
Are you telling me he's not? Are you telling me he's not?
Actually, I never thought of it like that. I mean, kind of, yeah. That's
Like,
interesting.
I mean, not in the technical sense. He's, funk and metal and bluegrass but
Oh, okay. Not in the technical sense. Define jazz as a technicality.
Does jazz have technicalities? I mean, let's.
It does not. Jazz is an
No,
entire genre of music that is comprised of accidentals. You can make anything a jazz solo by playing it in the wrong key and with the wrong notes. Yes, I understand. That is a rather basic way of putting it, but it's not necessarily incorrect.
I'm gonna table this for now.
Okay. Are we about to set up a jazz night?
Yes, actually, I've got a particular musician in mind that I've been wanting to suggest for a while, but it's gonna take some patience because, everything is 12 minutes long. I mean, literally
It's jazz.
everything.
It's
Yeah.
jazz. I'm saying, are we gonna have to do one that is just the genre jazz, like we did with New Jack Swing?
Oh, right. Well, I mean, that's certainly an idea.
We'll talk about
Oh,
it.
then
We'll talk
later.
about it after
Yeah.
the stream. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the next song, which is actually the previous song.
Is this the one we want to wrap up on?
One of their most popular songs? Yeah, why not?
Okay.
It's a good one to end on, right?
I think this is probably the most appropriate one to finish up on.
All right. So this would be Rock and Roll All Night. You can tell all the satanic influence in that name.
Oh, yeah. And see, this is why the band actually had to be like, listen, there's no. that's not at all.
You show us everything you got. You keep on dancing and the room gets hot. You drive us wild, we'll drive you crazy.
I actually really do like Kiss. I mean, it's another one of those ones where you go, how can you not like Kiss?
It's really hard not to.
I might not think of Gene Simmons much as a vocalist, but they do have some
Kiss
great
as a band,
songs.
yeah.
It's unfortunate that we have to cover Kiss in this situation. Um, I actually did not have them on my list, which is kind of a shame.
There's gonna be people that bands, performers, you know, musicians that we just assume are completely immortal, right?
Yes,
Ozzy, Ace Frehley, for me, Tom Petty, right? Like they're just
I'll agree with Tom Petty. Yeah.
some people that are just. I mean, Keith Richards obviously is actually friggin' immortal.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, a lot of cultures believe that you die twice. Once when your body dies, and once when the
and once when
last
you have
person who remembers you no longer does. So, by doing this and by listening to their music, we're keeping them alive. One of the examples that I use quite a bit when I explain that is Elvis. Elvis passed in the 70s. However, people still
Elvis
listen to
didn't
his
die, man.
I know, I know. As I was saying, people are still listening to his music all these years later. Makes Elvis immortal. And the same can be said for Lemmy and Ozzy
Yeah.
and Ace and the other musicians that unfortunately we've had to do a memorial episode for, including the one that we are yet to do, which would be Sam Rivers of Limp Bizkit, which
We
we will do that. More than likely, we'll schedule that for the second week of November. Um, for now, we're gonna go ahead and call it on this episode. And before we do, for Ace.
Thank you, Ace Frehley. You've given us the perfect rock and roll dream. Rock and roll all night, party every day.
Yep. We will catch you guys next week. Um, we'll go ahead and do Mr. Danny Elfman next week. That'll be our big, almost Halloween episode.
Okay, I mean, we had some options there.
And unfortunately, this kind of chose them for us. You can't do a Halloween
Fair.
month without Danny Elfman. And the week, the week of the 3rd, you've got somebody that there's
Yes.
still going to be a special guest for us.
I will confirm and get back to you, but yes, I believe that is still a plan.
Okay. Are they going to be joining us on Discord or in person?
That is the plan. Discord.
Okay. You'll have to get them in and set them as admin. That way they can actually join into
Okay.
the video chat with us.
Right. Gotcha.
Layers of security. It's how we keep random people from joining in. And all right, we'll